Well, I guess this game didn't want me to finish it up without trying to screw me over at least one more time. Yeah, I kind of had to redo this, so you're missing the intro to the final level, but it's fine. It's just the same as all the others. It's just a black screen with embers and shit flying across it with some random name or whatever. In this case, it was just the well. So, this is Argent de Nur. I hope to God I'm pronouncing that correctly. And, what makes this area different from all the other corners of hell that we've been to is that once upon a time this was not actually a part of hell, and I'm gonna explain that. I'll explain that after this first skirmish, because I actually got killed in this skirmish quite easily because I was trying to focus on explaining a somewhat pointless story but kind of interesting at the same time, because it's basically just the history of the Doom guy, which we've touched on a little bit over the course of the game with the Slayer Testaments. And, well, for the most part, the Slayer Testaments are actually probably the most definitive form of knowledge that we've gotten, because I haven't bothered touching any of the Codex entries, and I'm not going to start now. There's not much point, is there really? Yeah, fucking your shit up. So yeah, that's that, multi-targeting weapon mastery thing that we have to unlock. It's just a shame that we're not going to run into 4 more summoners in this level. What would be nice though is if we didn't run into 4 or 5 shotgun blasts. Well, that doesn't exactly help. Not entirely sure why I'm not using the... Oh no, we don't want to... We would like to have full movement with dealing with these guys. Ow. What? Thank you. That's better. Jeez, what do I have to deal with here? Alright, let's step back a bit and work out what the hell's going on. The teleporter was useful in that regard, actually. Because I'm dealing with at least... Oh, there's a berserk pack. Okay, scrap all the planning. Scrap all the on-feet planning. If I can find the pinky and get rid of him quick... Thank you. Not quite. Jeez. You guys can jump. Do you have, like, frog DNA? Are you, like, some kind of weird scientific experiment or something? Because if you can jump that much, I kind of wonder if they incorporated, like, kangaroo DNA or something like that, or even frog DNA or whatever the hell. Quickly, quickly. I need to get rid of that summoner. Damn it. No, come on. Come on. Oh, this is terrible. Fine. You wanted me to use the BFG, then I'll use the BFG. That being said, the challenges do kind of encourage the use of the BFG. You have to kill 25 enemies with it in this level, so... Did we get through this? Okay, that's cool. I don't think we're going to be dealing with a huge skirmish until a little bit later on, so I can start explaining a bit of the backstory of Doom Guy. I'll have a quick look around this area first, just in case I'm missing anything. I'll have a look at the auto map. Nah, I think we can just safely move on from now. Now that I think about it, there is in fact a series of secrets that need unlocking at some point. I gotta find these hidden switches somewhere. If I can find those, that'd be nice. But anyways, that over there is the well, and that's the only thing that's actually keeping the portal up to Mars there from being set off. The reason that was brought up is actually partly because of Doom Guy himself. He was actually a resident of this place, because this used to be a city before Hell's forces took it over. And it was a kind of a peaceful city. They had their own sort of... I guess they had their own gods that they worshipped, and I guess they weren't so much different from humans, unless they looked different. I'm not 100% sure, but that's kind of the impression that I got from that. I'm gonna blindly assume that there's a switch in there that I have to hit, but I'm not entirely sure if I can get back up here if I jump down. I'm hoping that that's the case, because I kind of want to hit this switch. an odd one. Alright. Back to the... Oh, I could... Oh, hang on. I can just go up here. Okay. There we go. I worked that out. Anyways. One day, the Hell's Demons kind of just decided to come through and have a bit of a swag at this place. And the, I suppose, deities of this place had their elite bodyguards or whatever the hell, like their crack military team in the form of the Night Sentinels, which are these... What these statues are depicting. These are Night Sentinels. They just sort of went and wrecked face and fought in battles and kept the place safe from Hell's forces. That was until the Doom Guy himself lost his son in the fighting and made a deal with some like priest or whatever from Hell to sacrifice his city in order to get his son back. So the city was taken over, the Wraiths were, I guess, incapacitated or whatever, and the Night Sentinels were defeated, and so Argentina became a part of the Hell Dimension. And so Doomslayer, now known as the Betrayer, got his son back, but when he did, he was transformed into a demon. And from what I've gathered, he actually became the Icon of Sin, that very same boss from Doom 2. And so this pissed Doom Guy off to the point where he basically went into the central dimension of Hell and just started killing everything that he could possibly see. Along the way, he came across a Seraphim that gave him ridiculous power, and he also came across some kind of weird fellow who created a suit of armor for him out of the fires of Hell, and that ended up becoming the Praetor suit. And so with these weapons, along with a sword of, as of yet, nondescript description, I guess, he went around for ages and ages, killing all of Hell's beasts. So, eventually this one gigantic motherfucker came up and was called the Titan. That was referred to in one of the Slayer Testaments, and we believe is the skull that we entered into at the start of the Titan's realm level. I like how one bullet from that chain gun blew him to pieces. But, now what was I on about? I was on about the Titan. The Titan fell at the hands of the Doomslayer, and so even after that happened, the Doomslayer was still not satisfied, because he was kind of damned into eternal suffering, I guess. And so, as a result, he kept looking for more demons to kill. He came across the Blood Temples, which he had smashed the obsidian pillars of in the past, and a bunch of priests laid a trap for him there. They caught him in the trap, and they put him in a sarcophagus, burned his mark onto the sarcophagus so that the demons knew exactly what the hell it was that was in there. And so it should never actually be opened. Just give them a fair warning. Don't ever open this because you cunts are all fucked, basically. And so it was placed in the Cadanger Sanctum to just sort of sit there for hopefully all of eternity. Of course, that didn't actually happen because this huge tall ass, may or may not be 300-pound robotic motherfucker found him, brought him back to Mars, and upon revival, started this game. So that's kind of how his history came out. Also, there was some weird demonic voice, because this is one of the 3 big skirmish areas that we have to go to, and we will eventually come out of all of this at the final boss. The reason for this is because the wraiths that I mentioned earlier, the, I guess, deities of the inhabitants of this place worshipped, are, in fact, there's 3 of them. And we have to free them using the power of the Crucible that we picked up a while back. So, before we're able to actually get to the wraiths, they all have a little bit of a defense here that we have to get rid of. After which we can just go and plug the Crucible into what I think is like some weird freaking orb thing coming out of their chest. I think they're pretty much just skeletons now. But the point is, you have to free them all because it's their power that's keeping the well active. So you want to get rid of the well because that's the only thing that's keeping the portal between Hell and Mars active. And we don't want the, I guess, I don't want to say Earth Realm because then it's like Mortal Kombat sort of shenanigans. But the point here is that we don't want Hell invading Earth. Hello. Yeah, the thing with the BFG is you kind of don't have much choice but to use it a fair amount of the time just because of how many enemies are cluster-fucking you at once, but having a few BFG blasts for the final boss is actually not a terrible idea. So you kind of want to play around with your ammo consumption here. I've got 2 blasts at the moment. That will be nice. Nope. I was about to just try to triple blast again, but nope. Oh, hello. Oh, thank Christ that teleporter triggered when it did, because I'd have been dead immediately. Just pistol, quad damage pistol kill a... one of those. A lost soul, that's the one. So in case anybody's wondering, quad damage is very, very good. Oh, hang on. What am I dealing with now? Yeah, alright. So, we've done this. We have to do it twice more before we finish up this level. And we have here yet another one of these. I'm guessing I can't mess around with this until I've messed around up here. It would make sense, but yeah, this is one of the wraiths. It's very weird and freaky looking, and you just gotta do that thing. That's the thing that's powering the well, so you just do that. I guess the crucible that just sort of either overloads it or absorbs its power, making it useless. And then right there you can see the ghost of one of the Night Sentinels pointing you in the correct direction so that you may then move on. Let's go ahead and hit that switch because I believe that will eventually lead us to the classic map of this level. And over here there's this area. I believe the pathway down to the Megasphere is actually a secret path, so you're actually supposed to come up through here. I believe, I'm not going to mess around too much with that, but if you come up through there, the demonic voice will once again repeat the line it just did as we enter this area. So it's a bit weird like that. Unless they fixed it, but who knows. Okay, so there's another BFG blast. That's very useful. So you're supposed to go that direction, but if you've hit the switch like I did, you can go in here. And if we go up here, we will find this lever, which will give us access to the last classic map of the game, which by the time you're watching this, I will have already played through, so you'll already know that it is in fact Pandemonium. E3M, I want to say 3. I think it's E3M3, unless that's the House of Pain. But whatever. I was expecting it to be Dis, the last boss with the Spider Mastermind, but I guess they just can't really code the Spider Mastermind as a boss in like a classic map or something like that. I don't know. It's a bit weird. It has also occurred to me that I've just revealed the existence of the Spider Mastermind in this game. Oh well. The fact that, well, I think I have actually kind of kicked myself into a corner. I was trying to hide the existence of that, but I guess any smart person will not be surprised when they see what the final boss is anyway, so it shouldn't surprise me that I accidentally spoiled it there. So there's a few BFG blasts here actually, so I might be able to free up a bit of space in my BFG as it is now. That lock-on burst is brilliant. It's like every time I play this game, I find out new, innovative ways to kill these enemies, and it makes me feel even better when I know it works on enemies that really are annoying, like the pinkies. Okay, so we've got a Berserk. I don't want to pick that up quite yet. I don't need it for this thing because it's going to turn into like one of those Cyber Baron things. If you've ever played like the Shotgun Frenzy mod, which funnily enough is not all about shotguns. I know there's like 3 or 4 different versions of shotgun, but it's really just like an invasion type game where it's just like, I mean, it's a Doom mod, but it pretty much follows a similar sort of thing to Invasion, where you just have to deal with incoming waves. Kind of like if you play Call of Duty and you like the zombies, and you just have to deal with zombies after zombies, just endless waves of them. That's pretty much what Shotgun Frenzy is a bit like, or just Invasion mode in general. Right up in my face, did you have to be? Whatever. I'm not going to care that much about using BFG ammo, although I probably should, because I think I might actually have to deal with some... Oh, hang on. Get me up there. That's the way. I like how I went through that other Revenant that got up in my way in order to get to that one that was staggered. Shit. Get rid of you. Come on. Are you dead? You are dead. I think I'm dealing with one more of those. Yeah, 2 of these blasts are usually enough to stagger a Revenant, so it's good to have one of those around. Okay, what else? Ah, big guy. Hang on. I got this. There we go. See, once again, the art of winging it, coming in like an absolute boss. Jump off of this and charge one up so that you're still so that you're technically still moving, and that so you won't have quite as much of a chance of getting hit by one of those blasts. The more you know. It really is. It really is the more you know. Right up in your face and you're still fucking kicking. Damn. Alright, I need some health, actually. If I'm gonna have to deal with some... No, that's not what I want. I want the BFG. Oh, hang on. Fuck your shit up. Yeah, there you are. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure that the Baron of Hell was going to get fucked up, because I didn't want to deal with him with only 100 health. So now I got to go around collecting more of this shit. And this is probably about when I'm going to end up bloody cutting the segment as well. So let's just... whatever. Oh yeah, I forgot this exists. Whatever. It's a free health boost anyway, so I'll take it. Now, I believe if we look in here, we will find one of the collectible dolls. We still needed these. There's still the one more left. And all that good stuff. Now, how many BFG blasts do I have? I can't find that out until after the Berserk power-up is worn off. So I guess I might as well just sort of... Actually, hang on. I'll do this, and then I will probably see about making it easy to cut the segment. Because the second segment of this is going to include the final boss, all that sort of stuff, as well as the credits, so it's going to be sort of a bigger segment than usual. So, there you go. There you go, future self. You now have an area, you now have a part at which you can, like, cut easily.